Alright, so this is how my Suicide Mastery or Recoil Mastery setup looks like. I've allocated 31 points in offense, 21 points in defense, and 8 points in proficiencies. The key masteries in my offense tree are Liquid Courage, Double Edge, Recoil, and Glass Cannon. I've put 3 points in Liquid Courage, boosting our champion's damage by 30%, but placing a permanent poison debuff that drains our champion's health by 0.6% per second. The Double Edge adds another 30% damage increase, but causes a bleed debuff, draining 20% of health over 16 seconds. I've also put 3 points in Glass Cannon, reducing our champion's maximum health by 7.2%, but increasing the damage output by the same percentage. Recoil is the core of this setup. Without this mastery, you will not be able to unlock the Liquid Courage or the Double Edge. Just by putting 1 point in it, increases the special attack damage by 30% and causes 5% of health loss whenever we'll be using special attack 1 or special attack 2. I've also included 1 point in the Courage Mastery just to increase our attack by 10% rate whenever our health is below 50%. And adding more point is not as rewarding as putting 1 point, so I've put only 1 point here. And then I've added 3 points in Despair, 1 point in Deep Wounds, just to unlock the Ascend Mastery. And here as well, adding more points is not as beneficial as adding 1 point. So I've added 1 point here just to get a straight increase of 20% attack boost whenever opponent's health is below 18%. In the defense tree, the key masteries are Willpower, Coagulate, and Recovery. The Coagulate reduces bleed damage by 30%, mitigating the Double Edge's effect, so this mastery is very important when you run Suicide. The Willpower regenerates 0.7% HP per second while debuffed, and from this we'll be regenerating 1.4% of HP because we'll be having a bleed debuff and a poison debuff. And the Recovery boosts all healing by 15%, enhancing the Willpower effect because it's a passive regeneration as well. In the Proficiencies tree, I've allocated 3 points in Parry, reducing damage from well-timed blocks, so this is very important to put 3 points in Parry. And then I've put 1 point in Dexterity for evasion, and Stupefy extends the stun durations by 0.5 seconds if you put 3 points in it, so it's very essential after each parry. That's my Suicide Mastery setup. This mastery increases my champion's PI by 73.1%. By the way, you can also increase further 1% if you just take away 2 points from Glass Cannon and put 1 to Iniquity and 1 to Resonate. So see, here it increases the average PI of your champion by 74.1%. But then again, I will always suggest you to take the Glass Cannon instead of taking Iniquity and Resonate, because I just want to consider this mastery as full-on attack mastery. So that's it. That's my mastery setup. Here I've made a Google spreadsheet where I have added the mastery points that I've suggested for Suicide, and for your convenience I have added the link of this spreadsheet in the description of this video, so you can always click to have a view of the spreadsheet anytime you want. So here I have done a calculation on how much percentages of health you lose in total after 16 seconds of bleeding. The Double Edge lasts for 16 seconds, which drains 20% of health from you, and at the same time the Liquid Courage constantly is there with you. As you can see, after 16 seconds the bleed actual damage taken is 14%. Thanks to Coagulate, it reduces the bleed damage taken by 30%. And after 16 seconds, poison will deal 0.6 into 16 seconds. So the total damage he will take is 14 plus 9.6 is 23.6 percentage of your HPS damage after 16 seconds. Now about healing, poison debuff reduces the healing percentage by 30%, and at the same time the recovery increases the regeneration rate by 15%. So total healing reduced for poison should be 30 minus 15, 15%. Okay, so actual heal from willpower per second should be this percentage into willpower's healing, and that minus 0.7, right? So the actual healing should be this from willpower instead of 0.7 per debuff. And for 2 debuff, it should be this into 2, and over 16 seconds, it should be this into 2 into 16. That's this. So after 16 seconds, you lose only this minus this, so only 4.56 percentages of health. Therefore, it's really important that you should keep recovery 3 out of 3, willpower 3 out of 3, and coagulate 3 out of 3. Alright guys, let's dive into the suicide friendly champs for Marvel Contest of Champions in 2025. Now when I say suicide friendly, I'm talking about champs that work really well with the Suicide Mastery, even though they weren't necessarily designed for it. So most of these champs either have immunity to bleed or poison, or they have abilities that help them to take reduced damage from Recoil Mastery. Some champions heal from bleed or poison, or even take reduced damage from it, which makes them much more viable with suicide. So the main takeaway is that there are a ton of champions out there that even though they weren't made for Suicide Mastery, can absolutely thrive with it if you play to their strengths. I've put together a full list, so let's go through those champions and break it all down. Let's start with Mystic. Juggernaut is powerhouse with suicide because it has a power called Crimson Gem of Citrak, which reduces the damage taken by 25% from everything, which means it will take reduced damage from poison, from bleed, and from recoil as well. Therefore, he will heal up more damage than he will take. And then there is Absolute Man. All you have to do is to start with the Blackwood form, which will clear up the bleed from you, and then you'll have to Light Intercept to keep that form up, and then Special Attack 3, which will give you some off charges, and then you'll get a huge damage boost. All you have to do is to just basic attack, intercept with light, and then you can just go on in your own way. You can always spend your morph charges using medium, light, medium to heal up the missing HP anytime you want. Diablo is considered to be the best Suicide Mastery friendly champ, though it doesn't have very high damage, but then again it does have high damage. And then Black Widow Clairvoyant. Black Widow Clairvoyant, you can always finish your combo using light attack to change your form to clear up all your debuffs, and then go back to that bleed image form, and then special attack 2 to heal back your damage taken, or go to the incinerate form, use your special attack for a huge burst. Then it's Guillotine. Both Guillotine heals up while dealing damage, so it's a lifesteal built in with its kit. You don't need to care about the damage taken from the Suicide Mastery. For Photon, you already are immune to bleed, so you'll have to play on your own. You'll deal huge damage with basic attack. With Suicide Mastery, it's like 60% extra damage you'll be dealing, and with 3 out of 3 glass cannon, you'll deal 67.5% extra damage. So you'll deal huge damage with Photon with this mastery. Titania, like Photon, though she's not designed for Suicide Mastery, she can be really good with Suicide Mastery. All you have to do is to wait for your HP to get a bit down and then make your haymaker active, which will make you indestructible, so you'll not take any damage from bleed and poison, and you'll heal up the damage taken gradually. And then you'll have to wait for your haymaker again. When your haymaker is up, you'll have to heavy cancel to special attack 3. So when you'll heavy cancel to special attack 3, you'll apply the special attack 3's debuff twice, and then all you have to do is to continuously heavy and heavy, and even if he accidentally uses special attack 3, you'll not take that much of damage because the enemy champions will have tons of debuffs on them, and one of those debuffs decreases the damage dealt by special attack. Joe Fixits is a very suicide friendly champ. Its hard cards heal you up, it has a huge lifesteal. When you need damage, you'll always choose to get more spades, and then when you need to heal up, you'll choose the hearts. The next is Overseer. All you have to do is to get 6 cosmic charges and then special attack 3, inflict physical vulnerability, and then you'll have to just straight attack. When the opponent will have a bar of power, you'll get a fury buff as well, and you'll deal huge damage, and he's a very good suicide friendly champ, to be honest. Immortal Hulk, I don't like to play him, but he's a good suicide friendly champ. Kingpin, all you have to do is to special attack 3, but before special attack 3 you'll have to heavy once, and then special attack 3, the opponent will be stunned, and then you'll have to heavy twice. You'll be able to activate your fury buff as well, and then just basic attack. With Hitmonkey, you'll have to medium light medium and then dash back without dexing or parrying to activate the Primal Rage, and then your debuffs will be cleared and you are good to go. He's a very good suicide friendly champ. I don't want to explain about Shang-Chi. He's a very good suicide friendly champ. He will clear off the debuff with his combo, and you'll have to just build a max special attack 2, and then the fight finishes. Mole Man is a very good suicide friendly champ. Moondragon takes reduced damage from bleed and poison, and she's a very good suicide friendly champ as well. Aegon is a very good suicide friendly champ. You'll have to play him with special attack 3. Omega Red is one of the best Suicide Mastery friendly champ in this game. He is just made for suicide. He deals huge amount of damage using Suicide Mastery, and those death spores should hit 30, and then you'll have to pause it using heavy, and then the opponent dies. Opponent simply dies. Yes. Kitty Pryde, very good champ for suicide. She's made for suicide. You'll take no damage from Recoil, take no damage when you'll be phasing, and definitely you will use special attack while phasing. As with Onslaught, he takes no damage from bleed, he rather heals from bleed. All you have to do is to go for special attack 3, which will inflict 20 new shocks on your opponent and also refresh the existing one. Also inflict a stun passive for 3 seconds. Then you'll have to use heavy attack to pause the new shocks for further 10 seconds, and then you'll have to reach special attack 2, use special attack 2, and then your opponent will melt, just melt. Mr. Sinister does not take damage from bleed, just the basics playstyle. As you play Mr. Sinister the normal way, he does the same in Suicide but deals more damage. Namor, when you keep on attacking, he will not take any damage from bleed or poison, but definitely he will take damage from recoil. Magneto is a very good suicide friendly champ as well because he relies on special attack 3. Also, he takes very reduced damage from bleed, and with Coagulate he does not take any damage from bleed, rather heals from bleed. Very good suicide friendly champ. Domino deals a huge damage with this mastery because Domino gets a free bleeding effect at the very beginning thanks to Double Edge, and if she's bled even once in a fight, her special attack 2 gets a huge attack bonus and it just finishes off the opponent very quickly. Now most of these tech champs has double immunity from bleed and poison like Warlock, Nimrod, Guillotine 2099, Outrun. But then again, the queen of this tech pool is Ghost. Her kit is designed for Suicide and she's absolutely amazing with Suicide Mastery. You'll definitely love her. Her kit is too awesome. You'll definitely enjoy playing Ghost. Warlock has double immunity. He will deal massive damage with his special attack 2 if the opponent has an infection passive. But if you want to heal up, you'll have to go for special attack 3 because you'll take recoil damage using special attack 2. And then there is Lady Deathstrike. Lady Deathstrike take reduced damage from bleed and poison. Then there is Omega Sentinel. She does not take any damage from bleeding and poison, rather heals up from bleeds and poison debuff. If she is inflicted with poison, the poison will not deal any reduced damage at all. So she will heal the full amount from the Willpower Mastery. Nimrod. You'll take recoil damage, but you will finish your opponent up before even taking any recoil damage with your special attack 2. Guiltian 2099, very good suicide friendly champ. Ultron, not suicide friendly champ because he will take a lot of recoil damage, but then again he has some good healings as well to heal the damage up. The Cosmic class provides us some of the best suicide friendly champions of Marvel Contest of Champions. And like Corvus Glaive and Angela, they might not be at the top of the general champion tier list, but they shine with Suicide Mastery. With Corvus Glaive, you can parry to inflict an armor break debuff on the enemy, which also converts all the enemy's armor up buffs into armor break debuffs. This means champions like Red Skull, Iron Man will be hit with multiple armor break debuff when parried. Then you can use medium light medium parry combo. Rinse and repeat until you reach special attack 2. Use special attack 2 to finish the enemy. Corvus deals a huge amount of damage and takes no damage from bleeding, instead healing up for free from Willpower Mastery. He is definitely in the top tier of suicide champs. Angela also deals a massive amount of damage with this mastery and heals up the damage taken with her self-healing abilities. She is another powerhouse for Suicide Mastery. Her playstyle is very simple with a good sustainability, and she doesn't care about the recoil damage since all damage taken activates her personal self-healing. Cosmic Ghost Rider is immune to bleeding and just deal more damage with Suicide Mastery Man. He finishes fights faster using his special attack 2. Don't need to care about the recoil damage because he deals such a huge amount of damage which is more rewarding than the recoil damage. Then there is Hercules. He takes reduced damage from poison and bleeding. Man, he's already OP. Also, he has self-built-in synergy that increases all hero champions damage by 15% in your team under the effect of poison from Liquid Courage Mastery. He's a lot better with Suicide Mastery. He's already OP champ and becomes more OP with Suicide. Then there is Null. He also takes reduced damage from bleed and poison, so he will heal up more from willpower than lose HP. He is the best long fight champion with Suicide. Like there is also Aegon, but many people prefer Aegon with non-Suicide Mastery. But Null is a very good long fight champ and his kit is very much friendly with Suicide. So these are the main suicide friendly champs of MCOC. I have marked those who are designed for Suicide Mastery in yellow, and the others, while not marked, are still very good with Suicide Mastery but require a different playstyle like I mentioned in this video. I've also listed other usable champs with Suicide Mastery here. However, they either rely too much on special attack 1 and 2 or are safer to play without the Suicide Mastery. By the way, Magic is a very good suicide friendly champ, but Kabam hasn't released her beyond the 5-star champ pool, so she is in the other usables list. If you are looking for the top 10 suicide friendly champs in no particular order, these should be the top 10 suicide friendly champs in Marvel Contest of Champions, in my opinion, of course. Diablo doesn't make the list because these champs deal more damage in short periods, which is the actual theme of Suicide Mastery, which is to finish the fight faster with a huge amount of damage. So champions like Diablo, Black Widow Clairvoyant or Namor, Ultron do not make the list. You'll find the whole spreadsheet in the description of my video. Feel free to check it out. And that's it. Thanks for sticking around and checking out my guide on suicide friendly champs and the perfect master setup for suicide. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome content. And hey, if you have any questions or suggestions, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy gaming!